So hello YouTube, my name is Vlad.com, and what I have in front of me is actually something that I actually had for quite a while, and it was in my garage, well, storage anyway. This is an IBM laptop, and this is old as hell. It doesn't even have a touchpad, and it is Windows 98 certified, well, designed for anyway. So let's take a look. Okay, this is basically, I think that this is a default IBM look since, well, forever. Let's see what we have in here. These are extension slots, and this is a USB, ooh, USB. And yet another USB, microphone connector, headphones connector, not that all-in-one crap. VGA output, this is a modem. Unfortunately, I do not have a LAN, so I don't have how to test whether the internet works or not, and I do not have anything that is Windows 98 compatible, no wireless card whatsoever. Plus I have VPA 2, so security is a bit better than this operating system supports. And this is an LPT port, which you can also connect your zip drive. I actually have one, and I believe it or not, I still use it for my bullshit, because, well, nobody can read it, so even if somebody finds your data, they probably wouldn't know what to do with it. This is a PS2 connector, which is for mouse/keyboard, although this one is only for mouse, as you can see. So that's actually nice, because that way you won't be using all of your USB ports. But come to think about it, this is so old that probably there aren't any USB devices actually that you can use it with. So this is power connector, and it is 16 volts. This is Kensington lock since, well, forever. And we have in here a CD drive. This is a bit dirty, as I said, it was in my garage. So let's take a look at back. Here we have battery, and this battery actually, oh yeah, one more thing, I'll be showing you that later. This is battery, and I don't know how to actually open it. Okay, so maybe I'll just do it like this. Is it like pull maybe? Yes, okay. So this is battery, and it is way heavy, and it's made in Taiwan, so even back in those days it was not made in the United States. 9.6 volts and 4.5 ampere hours, I believe. Danger. And this is way heavier than batteries today. Unfortunately, I'm not even sure if I can replace this battery, but I don't know what to do with this laptop, so this is just for demonstrational purpose only, and it'll probably go back in the storage. So let's see, what do we have in here? Oh, nothing. This is an SD RAM, so probably there is either one on the motherboard or soldered on the other side, or perhaps there is a connector such as this one. Okay, I'll be placing this thing back. And believe it or not, this actually works. This laptop actually works. I was quite surprised. And in here we have a hard drive, which is, I believe, easily replaceable. So let's try to unscrew this thing to see whether it is or it isn't. Okay, maybe if I... Nope, maybe pull it up. Who knows? Maybe I didn't unscrew the entire goddamn thing. I did. Okay, and I need to pull this. Okay, this looks a bit stuck. Is maybe there another screw holding this? Let's see whether this screw was holding it. Nope. Okay, then I should be able to pull it. I think, yeah, it was a bit stuck. Oh, it still is. And we have Hitachi. This is, I don't know, maybe 60 gigs. I'm not quite sure. Let's see if we can see the year this was made. No, it's 6 gigabytes, not 60. June 2000. So this is actually a 17 years old hard drive. And this is a proprietary connector. And I believe I can actually remove it. I'm not quite sure though, but I think so. Because this is IDE or parallel ATA. Yes, I was right, and basically that's all she wrote. I'll be placing this thing back, and actually this will boot up, which is in my opinion, fascinating, because I will be showing you why. This hard drive has maybe 90% of bad sectors, so that's kind of good thing to... Back in those days they actually made stuff that doesn't fall apart as soon as it gets one weak sector, and this one definitely did not fall apart. So, okay, let's screw this thing back together. Oh, yeah, one more thing, you can actually, I believe, replace the CD drive with a floppy disk, I think. Just pulling this thing up, and yeah, well, this thing fell apart. Okay, so the plastic is obviously not that good. And I might be an idiot, just to see. I'll be placing this thing back. I probably needed to unscrew the only screw that was probably holding it. So, yeah, that was the only thing that was holding it. I'm an idiot. Okay, now how to remove this thing. Ah, bloody hell. Okay. Yeah. So there you have it, and this drive is also June 2000. This is a CD reader brand TEAC. This was actually TEAC, I don't know how to pronounce it. This was actually quite a good brand back in those days. Okay, so I'll be putting this thing back and be right back. So yeah, I'm an idiot. I actually broke it, and I didn't actually apply all that. I wasn't using any force whatsoever. But only these two screws were the only thing that was actually holding this thing together. So what can you do? I did put some super glue, so I will be waiting for 5 minutes for this thing to stick together, and I will be placing it back. While this thing is gluing, I will be turning it on just to show you that this thing actually works. And yeah, I'm an idiot, don't hate me. What can you do? Oh. So something is making noise inside this laptop. Let's see whether this thing will turn on or not. Okay. Do we have a liftoff? Yes! Okay, so I rebooted the computer and entered the BIOS just to show you what do we have inside. So I'll be choosing system information. Okay. So this is actually Celeron CPU, which has 500 megahertz. It has 6 gigabytes of RAM. No, 6 gigabytes of hard drive. Now, I don't see any information. Boy, this is loud. I don't see any information about memory. Okay. Basic system settings, perhaps. So it's back in the good old year 2000. Startup configuration. Boot this, okay. Boot screen expansion, hotkey beep, fast boot. Okay, let's disable fast boot. What do we have when the slow boot is enabled? Okay, so escape. Do you want to save? Yes. Okay, let's take a look at slow boot. Okay, so it's counting memory. This is 4 megs. So 10 megs, which is nice. 16. Yeah, it has 64 megabytes memory. Nice. Just want to show you memory test. And this was slow. So, there you have it. This thing actually works, which is, I said, fascinating because it is, so it is 17 years old laptop, and it's working. And again, this hard drive has shitload of bad sectors, and it is working normally, just like nothing's wrong with it. So this is a Yugoslavian keyboard, which was selected. And yeah, your network adapter is not working properly. That's strange, there isn't any network adapter. Maybe there was a PCI slot or something like that. A PCI, this slot in this extension card. So yeah, let's see. So it is a 6 gigabytes hard drive. And this is actually booting quite fast, so I mean for 6 gigabytes. And as you can see, yeah. And check this out, only 366 megabytes is used, so that's basically half a CD. Well, not, but 5 gigabytes free. no, this was an operating system. Okay, and let's see, what do we have, what is the configuration? Yeah, and I didn't actually show you because, well, I forgot, but there actually isn't any, the touchpad does not exist. As you can see, this is, I believe this is a track point, and it even has three buttons. So even back in those days, we actually had 3 buttons. So properties, let's first take a look at the display adapter, which is LynxEM Plus, 16-bit color, and this is resolution 800 x 600. Let's see if we can up the resolution, but I'm not quite sure. I believe that yeah, as you can see, this LCD is 800 by 600, so we won't be changing the resolution. Let's take a look at the adapter. So the brand is Silicon Motion, and it has 4 megabytes of RAM. How cool is this? And everything is working perfectly. Sound is working, everything is working just like it's new. Well, the CD is working, and I will be actually testing it. No, we do not want to update. Escape. So even in those days you could have 2 monitors, probably extended or something like that. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so let's take a look at the configuration. Okay, so 64 megabytes of RAM. Seriously, my iPhone has, and my iPhone has 1 gigabyte, and it's a fucking iPhone, so it's probably the smallest amount of memory a telephone these days has. But yeah, there you have it. And it is working perfectly. I don't know whether you can see the lag. Just a second. When you move. I don't know whether you can see it. It's just like, it looks animated, but it's not. It's actually, the LCD is that slow. Nice. Well, there you have it. I only wanted to show this laptop because I believe it's an awesome part of history. Yeah, it's working perfectly. Oh, I will be testing the speakers as soon as this thing glues together. Yeah, whatever. Maybe it's glued or not. Okay, I will be placing this thing inside and see. I will be testing whether this thing is actually working or not. Just a quick look at the rest of the features. You actually have a couple of LEDs. These are standard IBMs. Power, sleep, hard drive, number lock, maybe caps lock, I'm not quite sure. I don't know what this one is, and maybe on. If anybody knows what this one and this one means, you can, well, leave a comment down below. And this keyboard is actually quite pleasant to write. It really is. That is actually why I love IBMs. Now Lenovo's these days. Okay. Nice. And this is actually quite comfortable keyboard to write. It definitely is. So anyway, let's take a look at the keyboard as well. Well, basically there is nothing much to show. Okay, so I've inserted the CD inside, and we'll be testing just to see how loud the speakers are with the band called Mother. This is actually an awesome band. Now let's wait for this thing to boot. And I'm not quite sure even if the CD is actually working, so we'll see. I didn't actually hear it spin up, so Oh, it did spin up. I just injected it. Okay. Network adapter, yada yada yada. Starting Windows. Now this is the sound. This CD drive is actually quite quiet. Probably because it's slow, but hey. Okay, so we have an audio CD. This is awesome. Okay, just a second, let me pause this. Because I don't want to be struck by copyright even before we actually get to hear the loudness of the speakers. Okay. This is actually quite loud. Okay, let's move forward. This is loud. Okay, it does not have any bass, but yeah, this is loud. Okay, and as you can see, everything is working properly. So, one thing I wanted to test, and let me get my USB stick, is to show you the health of this hard drive. Just a second. So many good memories. So it's actually installing. Now, I don't know whether this thing will work or not, since this is, I believe, 32 gigabyte stick. Okay. Yes. No way. So I was actually quite curious to see, well, how much of the hard drive is actually recognized, and it says capacity 22 gigabytes. Strange. Use 15 gigabytes and free 6 gigabytes. Yet it's 32 gigabytes. Okay, let's try properties. Maybe there's something wrong with this. No. So actually, yeah, this is the old company I used to work for. So yeah, FAT32. So obviously not an NTFS. I believe that would not be recognized. Yeah, so it's actually detected. Let me just show you. It detected 23 gigabytes. Go figure. And it is working. I tried running a couple of more things from the drive, and they all seem to be working. Strange. Okay, so I've started the application. Now I don't know whether it will work on Windows 98 or not. If not, I will be trying the DOS version. But yeah, Windows 98 recognized 32 gigabyte stick without any problem. Now this is USB 1.0. So yeah, it is working. So the health of this hard drive is at 64%. And yeah, it's actually working perfectly. Now, if I didn't have this test software, I wouldn't even know. Although it does say that the power on time is 18 days, which is strange. I believe that there might be an error with this smart detection. But yeah, I mean, there you have it. The laptop, which is 17 years old, actually has quite loud speakers. The DVD is working, everything is working. So this is actually quite nice. Do you have maybe a screensaver? Something in 3D. Ooh. Let's see. Although this is yeah, preview. Oh yeah, the lag fast. This is awesome. Well, if you have any questions, any comments, well, any comments besides telling me I'm an idiot for breaking a drive, leave them. Fuck it, leave any comment. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm quite pleased with this laptop. I won't be selling it or anything. It is broken, the LCD is broken in a couple of places, but what can you do? But yeah, this is actually working perfectly. Cheers!